Namaskar, my dear friends. Let us talk about a microcontroller that has been released by Renesas Microcontrollers. Okay, so Renesas has released a microcontroller based on graphic microcontrollers with very high speed. So as you can see, we have around 480 megahertz capability for clock frequency with graphical microcontroller, and it is having helium as well as trust zone capabilities as well. So you can see there is a development board that has been shown on the right side. So this is the one which is going to be based on RA8D1 microcontrollers, and this is a newly released microcontroller for your all kinds of graphical user interfaces applications. So we'll discuss about more applications that is there, but first of all we'll discuss about this particular microcontroller that is there. So as you go on to the product page, you will see this is RA8D1 microcontroller, which is having like a new microcontroller for signal processing as well as artificial intelligence and camera application as well as Ethernet application. So these are the different applications that is like equipped with this particular microcontroller that has been released. So if we talk about the features and like functionalities, so you see we have two kinds of memories. One is 1 MB memory, one is 2 MB memories, and there are two packages kinds. One is LQFP 176 package and another one is BGA 224 pin package. So there are two options that is there with this particular microcontroller, that is 176 pin and 224 pins. If you talk about memory, as I told you, we have 1 MB and 2 MB memories for flash programming. We have SRAM of 1 MB and rest other memories you can see in this memory block. Coming back to the analog block, we have 12-bit ADCs, okay, and 12-bit DAC as well. So DAC two channels are there, whereas we have 12-bit ADC with around like 25 channel and 3 channel. Then we have high speed comparator as well as temperature sensors as well. So this analog is like equipped with very good features. Coming back to the timer, so we have 32-bit timer, 16-bit timer and 32-bit timer with timers with like ultra low power, that is 2 channel, and 16-bit timer with AGT. So we have watchdog timer as well as RTC applications as well. Coming back to HMI interface, that is human machine interface. So as I told you, this particular microcontroller is based on graphic LCDs or graphic user interfaces. So we have graphics LCD with RGB facilities, as well as it has two-dimensional DRW and MIPI DSIs, okay, or camera interfaces. So all these things are there with like HMI facilities. Coming back to the communication side, so communication almost normal. All other communications are available like Ethernet. Addition to that, all other communications, Ethernet communication is also available in this. As you can see, we have Ethernet MAC with DMA. Then we have CAN FD, we have USB 2.0 high speed as well as USB 2.0 flexible speed. Then we have SDHI and we have SPI, I2C, I3C is also there in this, okay. So I3C is bit like enhanced version of I2C. And then we have SCI, SSI and Octal SPI and Quad SPIs are also there. So basically SPI has two signal, MISO and MOSI, but Quad SPI is also available in this, okay. And at the same time we have external memory bus as well. Coming back to the system side, so system side, if you see, we have DMA channel, we have clock generation, we have on chip oscillators, that is very general for all microcontroller these days. Then the addition in this particular microcontroller, it has DC-DC converter as well, and then low power modes and like ELC features, interrupt controllers and VBAT feature is always there. Coming back to safety side, so this is very like important, because these days all the microcontrollers are trying to incorporate safety and securities so that they can like secure your code, right? So it has memory protection unit, it has SRAM parity check, ECC in SRAM is there, power on Ethernet PoE is there. Then we have clock frequency, we have CRC calculator, that is cyclic redundancy check calculator. Then we have IWDT. So all these things are there. Here we have flash area protection as well. Coming back to security side, so security side, if you see, we have AES protection like 128, 192 and 256. We have RSA 4K check as well. and we have trng check as well. Okay, coming back to the debug side, so we have secure debug facilities, we have like immutable storage, we have trust zone capabilities, and we have cmac, hmac, and gmac. Coming back to the package, as I already told you, we have two package option, that is 176 pin lqfp and bga 224 pin package. Let us move to the next features that is there. So if you want, you can go ahead with these features that is there just now we already discussed. Okay, so you can go ahead with these features again from the product page. Okay, so you can see we have like camera interface, we have MIPI DSI interface, we have LCD controllers, we have 12 kilobits of data flash, 12 kilobytes of data flash is there. So many things are there in this particular microcontroller. Let us talk about the applications that it can support. So it can support a lot of application. As you can see, we have industrial application like industrial HMI and machine vision. Okay, so this is what is the most important application that it can support us. Then we have video doorbells. These days apartments or offices, uh, everywhere we would require video doorbells and everything, right? Then we have exercise equipments and security cameras, appliances. Coming back to a smart home and building automation, you have thermostat, security panels, and home hubs. Let us now talk about office automation. So you will see that these days very advanced printers are coming. Okay, so those you can see like advanced printer display, barcode scanner. So you will see in offices you have a lot of options of putting your user interface, user IDs and login and all those things. So those can be developed by this particular microcontrollers. We have QR code reader, we have fingerprint scanner and all those things. Coming back to healthcare side, so we have patient monitors, right, like ECG, blood pressure monitors and all those things. We have blood pressure monitors, we have imaging equipments, maybe you would be known about ultrasounds and MRIs, CT scanner, all those things. Now these days we have like vision AI application, like artificial intelligence application. So in that you can like develop application for like people detection, image classification, object detection. So these things can be developed based on artificial intelligence applications. Good. So coming back to the products that is there with us, so we have total number of 4 products. Okay, so you can see we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is very nicely like arranged. I have taken it from the website itself. So we have 400 megahertz frequency, we have 1024 kilobytes of like memory, that is 1 MB and 2 MB. We have number of pins that is there. So 224 pins are not filtered, that's the reason it is not shown here. Otherwise if you select 224, those will also come up. Okay, so what we have developed is based on 176 pin package, and that's the reason I have selected 176 pin filtered, and this is how the other features are also mentioned. Coming back to the advantages of utilizing RA8D1 is basically it is going to enable you for compute intensive vision AI application. Like it has very wide applications for artificial intelligence. It is very sophisticated and high resolution graphic LCDs that you can see. Then it is going to provide you like flexible display and memory interfaces. Then it can enable very high secure IoT application as well. Okay, so Internet of Things that is there. Coming back to the package, pin package, so this is the pin description that is there, and we have two kinds. One is like 10 20, like 1 MB and 2 MB. So for 176 pin LQFP only, we have two variation. One is 119 IOs and one is 128 IOs. Okay, so you can see from the data sheet of figure 1.5, you can see this is the pin that is arranged. All right. Coming back to the 224 pin package, so 224 pin package is in BGA form, which is having 165 IOs and as well as 178 IOs. So we have developed one application from 119 IOs. Okay, so that is the one with us in our application. So you can follow that as well. Now let us talk about BGA package. So BGA package, as you can see, BGA package, as you can see, we have 1 to 15, and then we have A to R. Okay, so this is the way it is arranged, and this is the pin configuration that you can enlarge and see by yourself from the data sheet. All right, so this is the recommended operating condition that is there from the table. So coming back to the electrical characteristics of this particular microcontroller, you can see we have developed it for 3.3 volt application. That's the reason I have written here 3.3. Otherwise, if you want, you can develop for 2.5 as well, not a problem. So the power supply, main power supply is VCC and VCC DC DC. So that is going to be 3.3 volt. So all these voltages are mentioned at 3.3 volt only for our application. Then we have VCC2, that is also 3.3, VCL that can be 1.25 volt or 1.2 volt. Okay. Then VSS or VSS DC DC is ground. You have USB power supply voltages that is going to be equal to VCC. Then we have MIPI, like physical power supply voltage, that is going to be 1.8 volt. All right. Coming back to the VBAT, so that is again, like 3.3 volt I have directly connected, so not a problem. Going back to the ADC, so ADC we have, like when ADC is not used, then also it will be typically 3.3 volt. When ADC is used, then it must be more than 2.7 volt. So basically it can be 3.3 volt power supplies. All right. Now, why don't we see like what are the things that Renesas is actually supplying us or enabling us to develop this particular microcontroller application. So basically they have developed one RA8D1 microcontroller based development kit. So this development kit looks like this. This is very nice, like you can see that we have LCD interface as well, and this is very high features, like application board where everything can be managed very easily. So I will make one more video, enabling you to understand what is the development kit and what are the different features and functionalities that is there. So let us see in brief what is the development kit that is giving to us. So if you see this particular development kit, you can see we have a lot of features. Let us say you can see a special features access like MIPI DSI and parallel graphics expansion port is there. We have camera expansion port. Then we have Ethernet connectivities. Coming back to the USB high speed host and device, both are there. We have 64 MB SD RAM application. Okay, so 64 MB SD RAM is inbuilt in the development kit. We have 64 MB external Octo SPI flash memory interface also. Coming back to MCU native pin access, so you can see we have this particular MCU that is there on the board, which is R7FA 8D1 BHEC BD. So this is the particular microcontroller that is there on the board. It is having 224 pin BGA package with 2 MB code flash and 1 MB SRAM with 480 megahertz clock frequency. All right. Then native pin access, I told you like it has the native pin access. We have MCU and USB current measurement as well as DC-DC mode configuration also. Let us now talk about ecosystem and system control access. So we have USB full speed host and device. We have multiple 5 volt input sources like USB. Then we have external power supplies. We have Sager J-Link onboard programmer and debugger. We have debug modes like we have like serial wire debug and JTAG, SWD debug and JTAG as well. So see, various programming method is also there like SWD as well as JTAG, both are there. Okay. So if you want, you can program this through like Kyle software as well as Renesas E2 Lite software as well, and other also are there like IAR and all those things. Some user LEDs and buttons are there that you can see. We have 3 user LEDs like red, blue, green. We have power LEDs indicating available power is there or not. We have debug LEDs. We have 2 user buttons and 1 reset button also. Coming back to other features, you can see we have 5 most popular system expansions. So as you can see, we have microelectronica microbus connector. So this is the microbus connector that you can see from the figure. We have a SparkFun Qi connector. We have 2 Seed Grove connector like we with I2C and analog connectors. We have 2 Digilent PMOD. Okay, so PMOD, these days PMOD connectors are quite popular with like SPI and UART connectors, and we have Arduino connectors as well. Okay, so this is the PMOD connection that you can see, this and this. Okay, Let us talk about MIPI. So MIPI we have, like 4.5 inch backlit TFT display. So this is the 4.5 inch backlit TFT displays there. We have 480 cross 854 pixel resolution. Then we have capacitive touch overlay. Okay. Then camera expansion board is there. We have kit contents. So kit contents, it is everything is there. Like we have connectors, we have LCDs connectors, we have this particular kit, and these are the different connectors, cables is there to enable you for programming and powering up the board. Now, the most important thing that we should understand is what is the, available things that is there on the board in front side and back side. That is nicely explained from this particular graph that is there. Okay. So as you can see here, very nicely it is explained that we have like groove and quick connectors here. We have microbus connector, this one I told you. So each one of them you can go ahead and see this. So if you want, you can go ahead and download the development kit user manual. From there only I have taken this particular figure. This is my front view and this is my back view. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this as well and try to understand what are the different things that is there, which location, what is the reset button, where is the user button, where is the LEDs, okay, which is my USB connectors, which is my Ethernet connector. So everything is there so nicely arranged, like you can see very nicely. And this is the microcontroller that is there, which is connected here. Okay. So all right guys, good, enjoy with this particular, like microcontroller, and try to utilize it in your various applications that I have given you a heads up. So if you are like having a design or like application that requires this kind of high-end microcontrollers, you can reach out to us or connect to us for having a design support as well. Thank you.